Autumn here on your Friday, it is. And I want to give you just a few moments to get in here because I want to kind of jump on a couple of things. There's two shortage pieces that I want to jump on really quickly. Not shortage pieces, but I want to deal with a shortage that's being mentioned. And also just a little bit political. I want to get into just something really briefly, just some commentary mostly here. So thank you so much for tuning in, or if you haven't decided whether you're going to tune in, I appreciate you for considering it on your Friday. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And yeah, so across the, I don't know, depending on where you are, I'm not sure what the weather is like, but I think maybe there's some weather changes headed to the east, maybe even in the form of a freeze. Who knows? But I won't make too much of the small talk. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you've decided to join me on this segment of Black Spring Mobile, you never know what you're going to get on Black Spring Mobile. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. So I want to talk about Nancy Pelosi and her midterms speech, just really briefly. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to do as much of this as I can, but you'll have to do your due diligence. It's out there. It's her address to her VIPs. Um, I mean, this lady, to me, it has the appeal of an actual. Hi, Luciano. How are you? It had the appeal of a voice, like she being screened for. She's screening her own voicemails or something right about now. Who would have thought? But she talks about San Francisco values, and San Francisco has values. And then she talks about she throws out the word children, children, children. Now that's been her shtick for a while. Not to mention the fact that we've talked about what children mean to the UN and that they are the agents of change. So I think she's totally like an ESG. She's totally on this whole UN agenda thing. She stays on that and championing the children. But she talked about the values, the San Francisco values, e.g., reproductive uh, justice and transportation justice. If anybody out there can tell me what transportation justice would mean, I'm all ears. I'm pretty sure the people in Southern California, we're gonna go below the Bay Area here just for a second. They would appreciate some justice that would involve maybe their car windows not getting smashed in, or yeah, the crime. They would appreciate if she could get that together. Not to mention, the amount of, I guess children should, grow up and deal with feces on the way to school and walking through it, in the streets of San Francisco. But I'm just saying, I was stunned to hear her put this whole thing together, all of her virtues on San Francisco and why she's running, and she's talking about the democracy, and that is just so disingenuous about the way they use the word democracy. Even George Orwell talked about the English language and politics and how one thing usually means four or five things, and or they could just ditch most of it because it's just totally disingenuous. But she's one of those. So I'm still kind of combing through some of these values that she talks about in San Francisco. She talks basically environmental. She's all just about everything that comes out of her mouth is sustainable development goals, emissions. And I do have a friend here. Hi, say hi, Rocky. Gosh, he's just getting into the screen. He's just overwhelming. Such a ham. You're being a ham right now. Please make up your mind if you're on screen here. All right. So yeah, she's totally on these sustainable development goals, and calling that San Francisco values and transportation justice. Can somebody help me with the transportation justice? Does that mean because she is a top inside trader that we all should be buying electric cars and what is it, the Leaf, the Chevy Leaf, or are they going to be handing out vouchers to grant to upload everyone to the transportation justice? You will not be using your gas guzzling vehicles for the ESG. I'm telling you guys, this it's just it's predictable. But I can't. She's running again, and I'm not sure if who's even challenging her. Is there anybody in the house? I want to say hello to everybody that just came in. Who's challenging her? Um, it's just like she's like some kind of immortal. Like she thinks she's some type of immortal, but she's looking more like I can't believe she's actually running again. Um, but she's definitely the people of San Francisco are absolutely sick of her. I think I can comfortably say that. So just a bit before I keep going on here. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, I'm sorry guys. You got all right, Derek C. Williams is here. Hi Derek, thank you so much for coming in. And you said you're in work mode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And Jeff B's here. It's a nice to see you. It's been a lifetime. Luciano says Christian Cinema and Joe Manchin didn't. Ooh, that burns. We'll see. Derek C. Williams says you're allowed to urinate on the street and defecate in San Francisco. Yikes, Luciano. Derek C. Williams says Luciano, I am Susan. There you go. Yeah, well, it was just a few thoughts. I mean, she, I mean, the people in her community have seen the hypocrisy with her. You guys remember the whole hair debacle not too long ago at the very beginning of this whole thing, in which she was caught, you know, parading around a salon, and everyone else was locked down, or the other stylists, their salons were locked down. And then she blamed, oh, I was set up. I was set up, is what she pled when she got caught. Not that she can't take responsibility for actually setting it up or agreeing to go to it. So I guess maybe somebody, you know, you know, held a bottle, threatened her with a bottle job, and she just had to go to the hair salon. I think people are really tired of the rules for thee and not for me. I think people are really tired of that. But the fact that she's running again, and spin, 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 spin. That's her philosophy. I think she's back on to more spending, which is there's her platform is always the same, and you could just look at the UN agenda or look at the sustainable development goals or the environmental sustainability goals, and that would be Nancy's bid for the 2022 midterm elections. Pretty predictable, right? Shout out to Derek C. Williams. He says Lori Lightfoot, Newsom, Sarah Palin, the black Denver mayor, all of them go out and do what they do. Yes, yes, Newsom. I mean, what is it, Prop 47? They can't even get, she can't even get, the crime is absolutely out of control in San Francisco. So, if San Francisco wants that again, but I can't tell you, I can't say that people are not sick of Nancy Pelosi. I'm not convinced that people in the Bay Area are not sick of her. I don't think she's going anywhere because she is very much invested in this environmental sustainability goals when it comes to what is it, lowering this carbon emissions by 2030. A lot of people are on this whole ESG. That is the environmental sustainable goals, or the sustainable development goals that include probably what is it even? I think you can. There's a laundry list. There's a laundry list of these goals that are just riveting, and they're threaded throughout these Democrats out their platform. That's what it is. They're not doing a damn thing about the southern border. I don't suspect that they will do anything about it. Of course not. Meanwhile, what we probably can't even talk about the O crisis, right? All they want to talk about now is, you know, zooting and tooting people up with mocktails. And to me, that's another crisis, because to me, they're just basically getting you in fiend mode so you can rely on that. Um, Shout out to Derek C. Williams. I would love to talk about what is it, the ADE, um, the dependent, I don't want to say it on here because, and I don't want to missay it, any part of it, because I'm pretty sure, YouTube finds that controversial. So, maybe we'll get over on Discord this weekend and maybe yak it up. But I just had to say something about Nancy Pelosi's run. And she can barely, you would think, with her being, with the amount of money that she's funneling, and the kickbacks on her kickbacks, she would get a set of teeth that actually work for her mouth. I mean, is she really that busy that she can't get a mold, she can't make a mold of her top and bottom, and get some teeth that actually work, or either, dare I say, get some implants. I mean, we're paying her, we're paying for her lifestyle, right? Well, it's very, it's, we're paying for some portion. Everything else is, she's got enough kickbacks that she can afford to do that. But I cannot believe that she is actually, I mean, I'm saying the unmitigated gall of these people, it never ends with them. I mean, they say, oh, well, some Democrats are trying to distance themselves from this person. They don't want to talk about inflation. They don't want to talk about the southern border. They don't want to talk about anything of substance. They don't. They don't want to talk about the crime. Like I said, Newsom and Prop 47. That's why you've seen all that smash and dash Gav. His proposition was supposed to save them money on, save the money on their prisons and on some of the, some of that. But meanwhile, the crime just, it just keeps going crazy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? And then there's one other thing. There's supposed to be another shortage, a very two specific shortages. Fertilizer, which of course is going to is driving the farmers, and the cost of, to grow and produce food. That's gonna be a problem. There's gonna be a shortage there, as well as the computer chip. Um, that's gonna be an issue. Um, so you got some shortages that, that we're not thinking of, but it's certainly going to drive up the cost, um, for the farmers, for those that are in industries that, I guess, the RFID chips, or um, areas that might be compromised without the computer chips. If I'm not mistaken, things are just, I have no idea. All I can say is, try to get yourselves prepared. Some people are still out to lunch. They have no idea what's going on. I had somebody, believe it or not, I talked to somebody today that was freaking out about a commercial about a Trumpy bear, or a Trump bear. In 2022, people on the left, or people on that side of the fence, of that persuasion, are talking about a freaking Trump bear right now. A Trump bear. You got no food on your shelves. Your supplies are low. But you're worried about a Trump bear. Go figure. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let me just plug here. Let's see. How are you guys doing? Let me see who's still here. Derek C. Williams. Let's see. Sarah Palin, a rhino. Who says she? Derek C. Williams says, why is Lightfoot getting her hair done? She looks like Frederick Douglass. Yeah, she's definitely, she's kind of got that sloth look going on. To me, it's more like the effort. She doesn't really want to make the effort, so she'd rather just, Derek C. Williams says, and that one, that one. Yes, I would love to hear about that. And then you've mentioned another word, before, because I am a frequenter of your show, and I'd love to see you make a come back, or coming back whenever you do the cytokine storm. Um, yeah, I'd love to talk about that. Even if I give you a backstage pass, we can talk about that anytime because I have some questions myself. Um, Derek C. Williams says CBS did a Zoom call with Biden voters when asked if inflation was a problem. One guest says, I can't even afford a pound of bacon. Yeah, I did hear, I don't really buy bacon. Well, I don't buy bacon. So when somebody says that, it's somebody that really, bacon is a part of their diet. Oh my gosh, it's Disabled Vets Perspective. How are you doing, Alex? Nice to see you. Hope you and Lisa are doing well. Hope you guys are. It's nice to see you. But yeah, there's a couple of shortages: the fertilizer, and then there's the computer microchip. I would like to give you the reference on that, but I might come back and do that because I'm on this mobile tick right now. Yes, Derek. That's what I thought, Derek C. Williams. I have more experience about that than I want to admit right now. But let me keep going. Those two things are two things in the shortage, which would, I guess, definitely the fertilizer, um, the type of fertilizer. I guess it's probably going to cost them more to produce food, and definitely, like, we're at the beginning of the year, and everybody says, "Oh, people think, oh, this is the year that things go back to normal." And I'm like, well, you guys got to be being sarcastic or facetious here, because I don't know who told anybody, who assumes that things are going back to normal. What is normal anyway at this point? It's either, it's, I wouldn't say that, but I definitely think that we're going to hurt in some ways that we can't see. And that's unfortunate. But people are outraged about a Trumpy Bear infomercial or something. I have no idea what they were talking about. Luciano says, breaking big. Pennsylvania court rules Act 77 of 2019 unconstitutional, mailing voting on the Gateway Pundit article. Thank you. Derek C. Williams says, the idiot black female DC mayor asked people there to begin voluntarily voluntarily ration at the supermarket. Good luck. Derek has bought storable food since 2015, but I only graduated 12th grade. Yeah, Derek, you're pretty humble, I gotta tell you. But I'm saying you're a great communicator. I said that on the show. You and Marcy T, we have lots of great communicators here that frequent this channel, and I appreciate it. Holy smokes. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. So hold on just a second. Who else is here? Yeah, this is Mr. Act Now or Never. And yeah, there is so much news out there. Hi, Backyard Politics. Denmark is going back to normal. Yeah, Backyard Politics. I'm hearing a lot of these countries are going back, they're done with this. Because I've told you guys myself that this whole CV-19 stuff, it is not only is a tiresome, it's the most boring conversation, but they just find ways to kind of sensationalize it or zoot it up. Or I think I'm starting to hear that they're saying that animals can actually get the CV-19. Or I didn't say that other variant. But I will say that, I have seen one particular animal that I'm close to. He had a runny nose. But I don't know, are they giving the animals mocktails right now for that? It's just bizarre. Like, the U.S., we're slipping into something that I don't think any of us, recognize, short of, China. I have no idea. Um, but yeah, it's not pretty, is what I do want to say. Let's see here. Who else is here? Thank you for that, Backyard Politics. Like I said, I just decided to jump on here because Nancy Pelosi, she made a video of all things. of a video. And And I guess she probably thought that was a safer thing to do because she was heckled, I think, not too long ago. Um, so let's see. Sweden is okay. I got the Sweden is slowly going back to normal in regards to the mocktail. Derek C. Williams says England, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and soon to be many EU countries are getting back to. Yeah, I tell you who's very disappointing, of course, is well, he's very leftist, and that's Emmanuel Macron. He is very much he's very much leftist and global. He's very much globalist, and I think he's been pretty tyrannical, and I think the people there are really regretting, regretting their selection of him and their protection. They've they've been kind of protective of him in some ways. But I don't think I think there was, I'm not sure if when his election or when that's coming up again. Let's see. Luciano. Hi, the TR show. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Luciano says Nutsy Piglosi. Disabled Vets Perspective. So nice to see you guys. It's so nice that you guys could drop in. Yeah, but the shortages, I don't know all the sectors and all the industries, but I would imagine that a lot of these industries are going to be, you're going to have some cross the effects are going to cross into things that you're not really thinking about. So I guess we all better keep going with the storage and whatnot, keep our efforts up here. um I guess you get your seeds and all that too if you got it. um yeah, really really wonky time. So that's really all that I could really put on here. But one more time for anybody in the back or who's just joining us, can anybody tell me what is transportation justice? What is transportation justice? I don't know what that means. That came out of Nancy Pelosi's pitch for her bid for 2022 midterms, as she keeps talking about their democracy. That's all they do. They talk about the assault, the Capitol. They keep talking about that. Um, and I noticed that I haven't heard anything. They haven't talked about the elections again. The legitimacy. One party says it's not. There wasn't a legitimate election, but the other one can say it's not a legitimate election. The outcomes are not, or could be in danger of not being legitimate, but they get no blowback. I see how this works. Okay, let me read this. Um, Derek Sewell says Derek has a cat named Puck. No way. Like its owner, he will never be. He will never be jabbed with an experimental biologic. I know, isn't it sad? But this cat loves this blanket. He just takes it over. But yeah, but they've got a whole bunch of I see like CVS has a bunch of advertisements and stuff right about now. But he's really shedding today. T96 says they're starting World War III over a border and not worry about our border. Yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Um, they're not doing anything about our border, and they're not worried about the spread of anything. Um, yeah, they're not worried about the uptick there. And of course, what was it Newsom said once upon a time? He said that for California borders, he could care less. He said it's going to be one house, and not a rich house or a poor house. It'll be one house. Okay, so that's from Air Newsom, and it's just bad. I really just think that California is so tightly corrupt that they're not going to get any of those people out of there. They're not going to get any. They're not going to get any other leadership in there. I I I don't see it. Um, yeah, I don't see it at all. I don't care what the midterms, 2024. Um, yeah, the shenanigans they're just mounting up the shenanigans right about now. and getting tough, get tough on these crime. It's pretty soon it'll be criminal. You're not gonna be able to use the word criminal, and it's gonna be a crime to tell the truth. And that's why I'm gonna take the liberty of reading 1984 and not watching some version of a movie on it. I'm just gonna read. Gonna do that one, Animal Farm. I mean, I just take the liberty to just read all of these things. But check out that shortage on the fertilizer as well as the computer microchips. I guess that affects the RFID, or it compromises some of the other, some specific sectors. But yeah, I'll try to put that into the link for you, maybe at the close of this. And shout out to the TR show. Yes, the TR show. I really appreciate you and all that you've done, and your support of this channel. So thank you. Shout out to the TR show. And if you guys, anybody else has a Discord link out there, you can drop it. If anybody else is going live later today, feel free to drop that. Drop your own links into the stream. You'll see how the algorithms love you. Love the channel for that. Let's see, who else do we have? Derek C. Williams says, borders like cars and literal streets themselves are now racist. If you have no border, you have no country. Folks, of course, should now stop locking their doors and windows. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting time. Luciano says, yep, they are worried about Ukraine's border instead of ours. Will libtards notice this? My guess is an astounding hell no. Reasonability. Hi, Reasonability. He says, uh-oh, what broke? And Luciano, Derek, if cauliflower is racist, why not everything else? Guys, I mean, a lot of people are anticipating a red wave, but I just don't know. I don't know what, the problem is when they get, if the pendulum swings the other way, what are they going to actually do? I am so tired of the self promos. Oh, I'm on the Late Show. Oh, check out my new book. Oh, here's another dog and pony show. Look at me go. And they do nothing when they get there. I just don't know. I really don't know. I really don't want to play the party lines, because I just don't see. I don't see what I need to see. I don't see it. But I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if these mail-in ballots. I'd imagine California's gonna do what they want to do again with that. I'm surprised they did not send me a ballot, because I didn't find it even when I went out. Didn't find it in the house. Didn't find it in the mailbox or even in the trash or anything. So yeah, interesting times without a doubt. So, and I'm gonna tell you, small channels are becoming, like, they're vanishing, guys. Like, even the bigger ones, they're completely demonetized now. A lot of people have gone on to their own .coms, .nets, but those are, the maintenance of something like that. It's an expense. We're having to, put down that dollar a week, or not dollar a week, that 37 cents a week newspaper, and or whatever subscription, and put that money towards supporting, your favorite sources, because a lot of small channels are just channels that even a mid-sized channel, I don't know. I don't want to put a number on what that means, but a lot of these channels have disappeared. And yeah, I would like to do something else, so that my channel, if my channel has to go, that I can continue to do this, and at least, we can continue to talk. But the channels that I got to watch last year, they're split, they're gone, they're out of here. And I'm just really not interested in the whole Mean Girls kind of culture going back and forth with, I just not interested in that. And I'm not a big proponent of the whole paywall culture either. I know you need support, but I don't want a paywall program. Shout out to Disabled Vets Perspective, who says, oops, sorry. I'm going to read that. I'm going to get to it here. It says, YouTube will not let our channels grow. It's a treadmill. We run like hell and go nowhere. Absolutely. Absolutely, Disabled Vets. I mean, I'm, I don't even know what my average is anymore. But I don't make videos. I don't make videos because I'm not going to put that kind of time into a video for 18 views and like 6 likes or something like that. Because I have never, for one, I will tell you, I have not challenged YouTube and said, hey, YouTube, and I'm just leveling with you guys. I've never challenged them and said, hey, why haven't you brought my channel up for consideration of monetization? Originally I didn't want to be a partner of theirs anyway, but then, as time went on, I figure out, well, I am putting in time here, and I would do a lot more, but I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna come on here and talk about, pet toys and, look at my dog go, or, I'm not gonna do those kinds of streams, or I'm not gonna come on here and talk about what they want to talk about, which is nothing. Anything that's fake, they want you to talk. You can talk about that. So yeah, but I have never approached them and said, "Hey, why hasn't my channel been considered for monetization?" I've never gone on, never done that. I would imagine that I would get a response something like, "Oh, well, the topics you talk about are dangerous and controversial, so you can't be monetized like that." Nope. So I didn't bother to ask them because I think I already know. We already know. We already know. But I already know. I'm comfortable with where it is. But shout out to Disabled Vets Perspective. Disabled Vets Perspective says, I grabbed the cat by the tail and scrubbed the wrong way. Oh, wow. Oh, Luciano says, discussion about a well-balanced diet is considered medical misinformation. And Derek C. Williams says, heavyweights are gone. Mercola, Kennedy, Jeff Berwick, Rashid Buttar, Mike Adams, indeed like him or love him. Alex Jones was the canary in the coal mine. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, like I said, they're gone. And the only thing is I can't miss what I never had, right? If I was never monetized, I can't miss monetization. But I also wouldn't put any other ads or anything. It's like, no, you're not going to make any money off of me, because it seemed like at one point the people that had that they were going to just they decided they were going to actually put ads on some of the non-monetized channels. And, whether you're monetized or not, but not this. They are not going to sell ads, with me wearing a shirt like this. They are not going to do that, because it would probably gain traction, or either their people, their cronies are not going to sign up, their partners are not going to sign on for this. No, they're just not going to do it, which is fine. But I do think that that we are the last of a dying breed, and I don't know what the final acts will be. I don't know. Because I talked about the mRNA as well as the DNA mocktails. They talked about those being used to treat the autoimmune disorders as well as HIV. It's like, to me, it's like they're trying to, I don't know, it's like they're trying to soft whatever, get people more comfortable with, I guess, hearing about these kinds of, dare I say, for the lack of a better word, I'm saying it's unconventional, these technologies that they're using. This is their new medicine. That this is the new medicine that they're using, and saying that they've got a better response out of them, but I'm just saying that they've lost, the credibility is so low. I think people are not going to be jumping on this, even if it's so, they're not going to jump on it, because look how well it's working with this current situation. Judge, based on this, would you, if you were suffering from any of those, would you jump out? Would you go out and would you be in the market for an mRNA or a DNA mocktail for any other diseases or disorders based on the way this has been handled? I might say not. And I'm not giving medical information. Da 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 da. Hi, Two Hats. How are you? Um, Disabled Vet's Perspective says, I like fluffy puppies. I know the government is corrupt as hell. And then, the other thing is I just won't go underground anymore. I won't go. I mean, I'm not on Rumble. I'm not on, what is it, Getter. I'm seeing that somebody kind of deconstructed the logo on Getter. Like, basically it's kind of like a communist torch with, like a chai. It's basically like Chinese something backed. I have no idea, but I'm not going over there either. But the other thing I didn't quite get into was that I did talk, maybe I mentioned this on my show the other day, was like the Party of Davos or the World Economic Forum, their meeting. Fauci was featured on there, as well as President Xi. So, or she or Chi. So to me, like, it just, are we in a time warp right now? Because Fauci has done such a great job, he should be speaking, presenting something. I have no idea what these people are. I know, we know what the agenda is, but all you have to do is follow the We Forum. We've talked about the We Forum before. I don't do so much now because there's two narratives out there. There's the Great Reset and there's the Great Resignation. People that are sculpting ice crystals instead of being an accountant anymore, or whatever, or the dog walker. People want to be a dog walker and work 20 hours a week instead of, crunch numbers or whatever. So, but I'm saying the World Economic Forum has been the total blueprint, along with, with the UN agenda, for the longest. Those aren't new. But yeah, a nice plate of worms for you is what Schwab thinks we should all be eating. The Gates and the Schwabs and all the people that think that people that don't eat meat are happier, right? Like, watch out for the lab-based, the cell-based fish in the grocery store, or the lab meats. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably gonna wrap this one up, and thank you guys for tuning in. But yeah, check out. I right now I cannot put the link in right now, but there is an actual shortage on fertilizer and computer microchips. So those are the two shortages that I think people were not really expecting. So let's see here. And of course, you guys are invaluable. Thank you so much. Disabled Vet's Perspective says YouTube is paid by the cabal to cut us off, but soon they will cut their own throat when the cabal no longer needs them. Luciano says, I'm seeing more and more signs. They say Fauci is the virus on telephone poles, traffic signs, bus stops, and they're staying up for days. No one is taking them down. Okay, here's another deal. Has anybody noticed an increase in the, dare I say, the 5-letter, 5 green? If you know what I'm saying. Has anybody seen more posting of those? Thanks so much, Derek C. Williams. I really appreciate it. And you guys are the best for coming in at this 11th hour mobile stream. If I, like I said, I would like to put some of those links in. I just don't have I don't have my regular bells and whistles right now to pull everything up. So I could give you that resource on the shortage there. But I hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves out there. I guess that includes um, getting your fluids in and getting your vitamin C's and whatever it is that you do. Because I do, if I'm not mistaken, there's another one of those variants on the way. I don't know the name of it. I mean, I don't know Yabba Dabba Doo, what the Yabba Dabba Doo variant is, or, you know, I have no idea. So let me give a shout out to everyone one last time for coming in. If I missed you, it's not personal. It's just, you know, it's the screen is not holding on to these things. Derek C. Williams, thank you so much for your support and for your candor and for your communication. For sharing your gift of communication with us. I really appreciate it. And let's definitely talk on the ADE cytokine. I want to talk in that ilk if we can. Probably do it on Discord. Disabled vets perspective. It's been a lifetime. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you. I hope you guys are doing well and doing well. I hope, you know, Lisa's doing well too. And Luciano, thank you so much for coming in. Backyard Politics. It's nice to see you. So I know it's very interesting these other countries are going back to normal. I don't know what I have no idea. It just seems like we're beholden to the CCP right now. TR Show, thank you so much for coming in. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think I saw two hats. T96, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Misfits and Dreamers. Hi, Misfits and Dreamers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I better hurry up. Let's see. What else do I have? Luciano. Thank you, Luciano. And let's see. I think that's going to do it. Okay, so if I can, I might hop over to, if you want to follow me over to Discord in just a second here. I'm going to see if we can have some talky time over there, to get into some things that are not so covert. All right, guys, have a great rest of your Friday. If I can, maybe I'll pop on tomorrow and I'll have those links, but take a look and see on the shortages of the fertilizer, as well as, because if you're growing things, you probably know about it already, or if you've got a local rancher or farmer that you deal with, you probably have already heard something about it. And then also check on those computer microchips. Okay. All right, guys, I'll see you later.